Hi, this is Rich. Welcome to my vlog. Hey, I don't normally read things to you guys, but I found something very interesting on the net about the reptilians, the draconians, and what's going on out in the galaxy, right? But it really affects us right now, and more specifically, the work that Akvila and I have been doing. It's the reptilians keep showing up in this kind of entity work that we're doing. So I wanted to share some insights, not just my own and Akvila's, but what Alex Collier has to say about this. In a video not long ago, I mentioned the Patal, and there'll be a reference to that in this material that I'm going to read to you. Okay, and I'm showing some images here for background, okay? All right, here we go. This is from the www.greatdreams.com, and there's a link below. And I quote, I read, according to Alex Collier, I want to talk to you about Lyra and how the human race colonized our galaxy. Based on the age of the suns and the planets in our galaxy, it was decided that human life form was to be created in the Lyran system. The human race lived there for approximately 40 million years, evolving. The orientation of the human race in Lyra was agricultural in nature. Apparently, we were very plentiful and abundant and lived in peace. Then one day, a huge craft appeared in the sky. A large ship came out of the huge craft and approached the planet Byla, and reptilians from Alpha Draconis disembarked. Apparently, the Alpha Draconians and the Lyrans were afraid of each other. I told you before that the Alpha Draconians were apparently the first race in our galaxy to have interstellar space travel, and had this capability for 4 billion years. Well, when the Draconians came and saw Byla, with all its abundance and food and natural resources, the Draconians wanted to control it. There was apparently a miscommunication or misunderstanding between the Draconians and the Lyran humans. The Lyrans wanted to know more about the Draconians before some kind of assistance was offered. The Draconians mistook the communication as a refusal and subsequently destroyed 3 out of 14 planets in the Lyran system. The Lyrans were basically defenseless. The planets Byla, Tekka, and Merk were destroyed. Over 50 million Lyran humans were killed. It is at this point in history that the Draconians began to look at humans as a food source. This is how old the struggle is between the reptilian and human races. Now I must make the point that not all the reptilian or human races are dark. There's a mix. When we start meeting these races, you are going to have to trust your gut instinct. But they are coming. The Draconians are the force behind the repression of human populations everywhere in this galaxy, instilling fear-based belief systems and restrictive hierarchies. I asked Morane about them, and he said the Draconian race is probably the most understood race of beings. I have witnessed a deep respect for this race. The Andromedans consider the Draconians the ultimate warriors, in a negative sense. Morane continues, the Draconians are the oldest reptilian race in our universe. Their forefathers came to our universe from another separate universe or reality system. When this occurred, no one really knows. The Draconians themselves are not really clear on when they got here. The Draconians teach their masses that they were here in this universe first, before humans. And, as such, they are heirs to the universe and should be considered royalty. They find disgust in the fact that humans do not recognize this as truth. They have conquered many star systems and have genetically altered many of the life forms they have encountered. The area of the galaxy most densely populated with the Draconian sub-races is in the Orion system, which is a huge system, and systems in Rigel and Capella. The mindset or consciousness of the majority of races in these systems is service to self. And as such, they are always invading, subverting, and manipulating less advanced races, and using their technology for control and domination. This is a very old and ancient war, and the peace that does not always exist is always being tested by these beings, who believe that fear rules and love is weak. They believe that those they perceive to be less fortunate in comparison to them are meant to be slaves. This belief system is promoted at birth in the reptilian races wherein the mother, after giving birth, will abandon the offspring to fend for themselves. If they survive, they are cared for by a warrior class that uses these children for games of combat and amusement. So, you can see that the reptilians are forever stuck in survival mode. This means they have no boundaries in what they will do to other beings. Mornay continues, it is ingrained in them never to trust a human. They are taught the draconian version of the history of the Great Galactic War, which teaches that humans are at fault for invading the universe and that humans selfishly wanted the draconian society to starve and struggle for the basic material that would allow them to exist. The reptilians enjoy human flesh and human children best for two reasons. The first is that children don't have the accumulation of pollutants in their bodies that adults do. And when children are put into a state of fear, their energy and field and adrenaline just explodes. The reptilians get a rush from this stuff. Now, about the Draconians and the Patal. The Alpha Draconians, a reptilian race composed of master geneticists, tinker with life, which from their perspective exists as a natural resource. The Draconians look at life forms which they have created or altered as a natural resource. Apparently, the Alpha Draconians created the primate race, which was first brought to Mars and then to Earth. The primate race was then tinkered with by many other different races, 21 other races, resulting in the primate race having been modified 22 times. This primate race eventually became Homo sapiens, who we are on a physical level. Yes, we used to have 12 strands of DNA. 10 strands were taken out by a group from Orion in order to control us and hold us back. Why would they want to hold us back? The reason the Orion group wanted to hold us back was because they found out who we were on a soul level. According to the Andromedans, we humans are part of a group of energies that they know of as the Patal. The reason that the Andromedans use the word Patal, which is by the way a Draconian word, is because the Draconians have legends about warring with a race that was creating human life forms that were opposed to Draconian philosophy. The Patal created life forms that could evolve on their own with free expression. The Draconians, on the other hand, created races to function as a natural resource for their pleasure. So you have two very different philosophies. And that's a little read I wanted to share with you regarding the reptilians and the Patal. And Agvila and I have been encountering the reptilians, and she would be able to tell you or describe them better than I can. But as you can see from the scrolling images from DuckDuckGo, that there's a lot of different kinds of reptilians, draconians. It's not all just one look or two or three looks. It's quite a lot of different things here. But this is a story by Alex Collier, and I looked at his stuff many years ago, and I'll even give you a couple of links to some videos I did regarding Alex Collier about 7 or 8 years ago. They're down here in the description as well. So yeah, I think it's important because in the bigger picture, I believe that we're still at war. There's a galactic war going on, and the reptilians, the Dracos, have influenced our life here on Earth. And there's the super rich power elite on this planet are involved, and it's a whole big story. David Icke also talks about this subject. He calls them the Archons. Dan Winter talks about the subject of the reptilians and the Drakes. So it's a serious subject, but I think it's something important for us all to know about. So thank you for listening, and your comments are welcome. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.